Good morning, folks. Hello, Quailonians. You are on the right channel. Here at Undique, I also operate the website rentthehedge.com. So that's my lovely background saver here. So today I want to show you on the channel how I start my day. It's already 9:30 in the morning here. So I started my day early on, but I figured I record this video for you guys so you see how I start my daily routine usually every morning, and give you a bit of an idea of how I run my business. So maybe that gives you some ideas for yourself. I'm a big fan of automatization. So I used to work in IT before I started with Quail. So I guess this video really shows a bit that I'm an IT guy. Or that I love automatization and yeah, all this computer nerdy stuff, I guess. So what do I do every morning when I wake up? I'm on my mobile phone usually. So you see here on the screen, that's my mobile phone. And the first thing is I check on the weather. Yeah, I know I could look out by the window, but I am not a morning person. So what I can do here is, in regards to the weather, I check the local forecast and then I look a little bit on a national level, what's going on from coast to coast. Right now we have this low coming through. Lovely winter time, isn't it? But a lot of things to keep in mind when you ship eggs. Next step, yes, I could look out the window but when I do this, I'm on my phone and I'm usually still in bed. And this morning, I realized straight away when I looked at my Wyze app, this is where I have some automatizations in there for the lights for the quail pots. I saw straight away on the new quail pot, which I'm just building right now. I see one plug is offline there, but the sun is shining when I look out the window, so I know there's something wrong with the new solar setup there. Because that plug here should have power and there should be light on in this pot, in this little hut there, but there isn't. So I'm testing a new generator. It's called Nature's Generator, where there's a solar panel connected to it, and it has options to connect wind turbines and stuff. But there's obviously something wrong with this thing, and don't know if you guys used that before, but Nature's Generator, it seems like this thing has no UPS functionality, meaning uninterrupted power supply. So I have basically the lights, for example, is connected to the generator, and it only draws about 50 watts. That's nothing. And yeah, it should be recharging from that one solar panel connected to it and from the power grid as well. But obviously that thing is offline, that plug. So either it's the plug having an issue or it's the solar setup. I'm gonna go later out in the garage and check it out. Speaking of, so I see here on my daily checkup, first thing, birds first, I check on the quail. So I go in there virtually. It's cold here in the winter time, a bit, I just like my IT stuff. So I go in and check real quick what's going on the quail. So obviously this pot 2 here, the camera should be on the uninterrupted supply as well. So I can even check on that during a power outage, but obviously there's something wrong here. So again, I need to check things. Here in the first setup, I can see, okay, birds are fine, they're eating. I could click in here, see it a bit bigger, but I think you get the idea. I see the water level here. Okay, so it would need some water as well here. Let's give them some water. So I can go back over here. I have here the water. I switch the water on and I put it on a timer to switch it off again after 2 minutes. This one I learned the hard way when I was cleaning out. And I think you see that on the channel. If you go back a few videos where it says Quail Hut flooded. So what happened is I was cleaning in there. I switched it manually on. on my phone like I just did now. And then I was cleaning, got distracted, and that lovely pump kept going, of course. And it started overflowing, was flowing down here nicely by the side, and flooded a bit my quail setup. And this is how I learned it the hard way, because I didn't use the Wyze plug. I have had it plugged in manually. And so now I use Wyze. I switch it on. I have it in my feeling now how long it takes to fill it up in regards to minutes. And that depends a lot how I have the panel switched over there. In the back, there is a little splitter. So to bring water to this tank or that tank. Anyway, yeah, I learned it the hard way. And now I put it on a timer. That so far worked. No more floodings. And the water fills up before I even get out there, which is nice. That keeps the water circulating out of the buffer I have, I think, which is a 50 or 60 gallon drum there. So when I go out in the morning, now in the wintertime, I have warm water with me that gallon out there doesn't freeze up in the wintertime, as there's no heating in that garage. But there is a bit of a heating inside here that the eggs and the water systems here don't freeze. So I keep it around 50 degrees right now. Sometimes, actually, sometimes it goes a bit higher up. That depends a bit on the ventilation system. And that's something I can check as well and that's in my daily routine as well. Lots of stuff going on here. Don't mind too much some of the stuff here. Some are actually not in use right now, but here, Jackson, that's Jackson. That's I see on it's more for the humidity there for my snake, how he's doing in there. Here's the hut. So yeah, 52 degrees this morning, a bit higher humidity. That's normal in the morning. Once I clean the quail poop, so I air it out a bit more. I mean, there's the vents on then the humidity drops in the hut there. I do have a thermostat in the freezer. I had an accident there too a while ago that I had some cable stored next to the freezer door downstairs, and a cable got stuck in the door, caused it to defrost and working on overtime. I had to throw away meat and stuff for more than $1,000, so that really did hurt. So I sticked a little Govee thermostat in there now. It's set up in with an alert, so if the temperature goes up, I get a notification, and this way I have a little protection there as well. I use it then for the brooder, for example, as well. So again, there, depending where it's positioned, of course, in the brooder, I see the temperature, but it gives me good indication. I have it now closer to the front, so it shows 85. Further in the back, it would show 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Some other stuff is right now not in use. Just have to, I usually rename them when I set the new hatch, so I didn't do that there yet. Picking up a new incubator very soon, so you're going to see that on the channel as well. What else I do in my morning routine? I look quick on customer service. So right now the inbox is completely empty because I just did that early on. Whether we checked, I have a look at my to-do list in the morning. What's the plan on what I'm behind, what I want to do. So I go through this, and this list seems to be never ending. But that's the way I like it. It never gets boring here. Here on the Google Home, that's just a different view, basically what I have on Wyze with in regards to the lights as well. And what else I check? Let's see. Here's just, for example, when I'm on the mobile, I'm outside. I have kind of a tracking sheet, which is somehow automated as well. I put in daily what I do, how much minutes I spend on it, egg production. It has then a dashboard, so you see when I started off with quail again on my own thing, on my own setup. Basically, it shows here how the egg production goes up. I really track pretty much everything. So it gives me an hourly rate, how much I make an hour in the end of the day. how much time do I spend, how much I sell things for, and so on. Energy production. So these solar panels I'm using right now, they are done for it. I mean, the manufacturer actually confirmed that. I don't want to mention their name, but actually they had a really good customer service. But they are 800-watt rated panels. I know you don't get 100% out of these panels, but for 800-watt, and right now it's sunny, and I see a 57-watt, obviously there's something wrong, and we determined it's not the wiring, so I wired that correctly. The panels were unfortunately faulty by the manufacturer, and that's why I get only very little output right now. They gave me a refund. They told me do whatever you want with them, so I couldn't get to it yet to bring them to the recycling. But the plan obviously is to replace them with proper working panels. So it's kind of a proof of concept here. So right now I'm kind of producing just a little bit of what the current consumption is. It goes up, usually up to 200 watts when it's really sunny. But I do have now an additional setup as well, and I do have 2 wind turbines. That's not yet reflected in here. I have to get some more of those Shelly plugs. I love them. They are similar to the Wyze, but the cool thing about them is this energy consumption. It measures that. Actually, the Shelly plugs also have a Wi-Fi range extender, which is cool, especially if you have a bigger property and you want to have Wi-Fi everywhere you need it. As long as you have power somewhere, you put a Shelly plug there. You can then track that the power consumption and have a Wi-Fi range extender as well. So this one is actually updated with the rate I'm paying here for energy in New Jersey. And for example, if I look at a monthly view right now, and let's go into January, for example, it was really cold here. So I see the power consumption on average and the total as well. For that's for the Quail hut. That does not include the office. So that's just the current Quail, the one setup. The second setup gets a separate plug now to measure that as well. So I had heating on again to keep the water from freezing. Then you have the energy for the 3-tier hatching time layer, so not layer, brooder cage. The layer cage, of course, is in there as well. But you see a little bit my power consumption here, and compared to December, that was January. So I know exactly how much it costs me power-wise to produce those lovely eggs over here, right? And the meat. So it was about $80 in January, just the energy consumption, right? So it's a low footprint what we have in this summer. This goes down because obviously, I mean, the brooders are still working, but not as hot than in the wintertime. There's no additional heating. There might be an additional vent running then, 1 or 2, depending on how hot it gets here. We do have sometimes up to 100 Fahrenheit, which is in Celsius, I guess around 40. And then I like to have a bit better airflow, keep the birds comfortable. So, but then still, I won't get near that consumption in the summertime than I have currently in the winter. So that's something I keep eyes on as well. How are things going? And I think that's it. What I normally do on the mobile phone. Once I have my coffee, I come here to the computer like I do right now, and I check a little bit on. And for example, that's a view of tool I'm using, which shows me on specific sales channels how many products we have sold, how many orders we had, all that good stuff. So I check multiple things in here. Again, I can show you everything there, what I'm doing. What I do as well, I for example, I sell on Amazon, so I check are they receiving certain products in their warehouses. Obviously, that's not for any perishable products, but that's for products which are shelf stable. So I see what they are receiving, what's in there, check a lot of different things. need to see what I need to restock, for example. I have a monitoring system which sends me a text message in case my website, for example, goes down, if there's a server issue or something like that. Well, I like to pass by here anyway to have a quick look. Is everything okie dokie? I have automatizations for the blog posts and things like that, that they are scheduled. Certain things are filmed ahead of time, and then I schedule them out a little bit. And so I just double check some things in here. Inventory management in the back end of this lovely thing here. I go back to a dashboard here and do some lovely things. If a new supplier signed up, for example, I approve that they get access to our vendor central in here. I help people through the support and all that good stuff. Then I have a schedule on the YouTube videos, the one what you see right now. The working title was using AI to plan things. I do that too. That's probably a separate video. I guess what I'm doing right now could be the monitoring system, but it's actually a little bit more than that. I have no idea how I'm gonna call this video today. Anyway, we'll find out. But it basically shows me a little bit. Okay, so these are the videos I already have published. This is the ones I have already cut. Then this is the ones which are filmed but not cut yet. And this is the ones I'm planning to do. So again, just a way of keeping organized here at Undique. So that's how my morning basically looks like. And you definitely don't want to see how it looks right now, how I look like right now in the mirror. Because I usually take a shower after I have cared for the quail. Once the poop is done, then it's a good time to rinse off and have a shower. So yeah, that's why you don't see my lovely face today. But I hope I could give you a little background look on how I do things here in the back end of things at Undique and Rent the Hatch. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.